Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. No, I know you were probably looking forward to hearing from Lenny this morning, but Lenny is in Cleveland. Congratulations. I'm glad he could make that trip, going to watch the All-Star game and hang out with Trevor Bauer, all those great things. Can't wait to hear about the trip. Here's the problem I've got this morning. Yesterday or last night, we had thunderstorms in my area. And so my internet is out this morning, and I have no way of checking the chat room. I have no way of doing anything except using my phone to do the show. So I am so hopeful that everybody's hearing from me. I will find out after the show if you heard from me or not, because I'll check the chat room after the show is over. So this is one of those things where you pull it. I had everything ready, thank goodness, but I had everything on my computer. And so now I don't have access to my computer. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's talk about the HomeRun Derby last night to start with. And what a night of explosion in Cleveland. Has there ever been a home run derby quite like last night? The answer is no. I think it's the greatest home run derby we've seen. We'll go through it. Then I'm going to give you some stats. We're going to talk about not just feet this morning, but miles of home runs. How's that? So, last night at the Home Run Derby, Mets rookie first baseman Alonso, he wins the Home Run Derby. Pete Alonso, 23-22 in the final round over Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But you got to say Guerrero was the star of the show, even though he didn't win. It's one of those things where you hardly ever remember who finished second in any contest. But last night, you won't forget Vladimir Guerrero. Wow. He broke the Derby single round record in each of the first two rounds. And what a duel with Jock Peterson in the semifinal round. And I think that probably wore him down to the point he didn't have enough to beat Alonso. Now, I'm not taking away from Alonso. We'll talk about that semifinal round in just a moment. But 20-year-old Blue Jays rookie Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trying to follow in the footsteps of his Hall of Fame father, Vladimir Guerrero, who won the Home Run Derby in San Francisco in 2007. He went first in the final, and he struggled to duplicate his earlier pace. He picked it up later on. He called a second time out, and he finished the finals with 22 home runs. Pete Alonso, unique in sending most of his hits towards center field in this home run derby. He followed with 23. He had plenty of time to spare at the end, and he was the first Met to win the event since Darryl Strawberry. He was a co-champion in 1986. He wins $1 million, and this is I think the first year they've done the $1 million bonus. But he wins $1 million, Pete Alonso. He only has a base salary this year of $555,000, so he almost doubled his income winning the Home Run Derby. And he did say, and I think this is something you need to know about Pete Alonso, he's going to donate 10% of his winnings between two charities, the Wounded Warriors Project and the Steven Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. So, awesome gesture. He's not making the millions a year, and so to give that to those organizations is absolutely wonderful. But I want to talk about Guerrero just a moment. In that semifinal against Jock Peterson, Guerrero went first. Peterson followed. Both of them finished the first round with 29 home runs in their 4-minute time limit, plus their 30-second bonus time, since both of them sent two baseballs more than 440 feet. All right. They both hit 8 more in a 1-minute tiebreaker round. Okay, so now we're in round 2 of playoffs, and even at 37 each, they moved on to a 3-swing playoff. And in the first round of 3-swing playoffs, both hit 1 out each. And if you watched it, you saw Peterson pulled his last one just foul. That would have won it for Peterson, but it went just foul. And then they went at it one more time, and Guerrero moved on after hitting 2 out of 3 homers to Peterson's 1. So before this year's Derby, only 6 players had hit 40 home runs in an entire event, much less a single round like Guerrero did last night in the semifinals. And Peterson said after the round was over, I watched the interview, he felt bad for him. He's going to keep hitting, and he said, I'm toast. He said, I'm done. And you could just see the sweat, and he was exhausted. And it took its toll on Guerrero. Peterson, though, he lost in the final as a rookie in 2015. And now, Jock Peterson has the most combined home runs at the Home Run Derby all time with 99. Yeah. Guerrero, who's only had 1 appearance, he's got 91. And that tied the previous record of Todd Frazier of 91, who also competed twice. So you got to think Guerrero's coming back next year, and you got to think he's going to hit more than 8. Now, of course, Peterson could come back too. So, wow. Anyway, Guerrero had first broken the single-round record in his opening round. He hit 29. That beat Josh Hamilton's 28 in 2008. Hamilton did it during the old rules of 10 outs. Now they have a time period, okay? Guerrero easily moved on to the next round after Oakland A's slugger Matt Chapman, who filled in for Christian Yelich, only hit 13 homers. And did you see the pitches that Chapman was getting from his father? It was almost like his dad was trying to get him out. I mean, the ball was moving. It was all over the place. I'm wondering, I know Chapman was a last-minute replacement for Yelich, but it was obvious that he hadn't hit any pitching from his dad in a long time, and his dad hadn't thrown him any pitches either, because you try to groove those, and there was no grooving. Chapman, I thought, did well to hit 13. Anyway, Peterson, he had a slow start in his first round. He was playing Alex Bregman, but he beat Bregman 21-16. Bregman hit a lot of balls, and they talked, the funny thing is I watched the pregame show about the Home Run Derby, and they were talking about how Bregman hit a lot of balls out at Minute Maid Park in Houston to left field that would not have been home runs in Cleveland. And that's exactly what happened at the Home Run Derby last night. Yeah, I mean, he hit a lot of balls to left field wall. They might have been out in Houston, but not last night. He lost in the first round 21-16. Ronald Acuna Jr., blew bubbles while hitting home runs to all fields. He hit 24 in the first round, and he beat out Josh Bell 24-18. So that made for a matchup in the final round of hometown boy Carlos Santana. He had the home crowd behind him, but he only hit 13 home runs, and Alonso needed 45 seconds to hit his first homer. He labored in his first round, only finished with 14, and he had 1 second left before his 30-second bonus would have kicked in. He'd had 30 more seconds, but he hit his 14th within the allotted normal time to advance. So that's like the first round. I want to give you some numbers. As, of course, again, Vladdy loses to Alonso in the finals after this epic semifinal round. Here you go. There were 312 home runs hit total last night in the Home Run Derby. 91 by Vladdy. And I don't know how many of you entered the ESPN Bracket Challenge where you pick the winners. I got every winner right, but I did pick Josh Bell to beat Acuna. Okay, but every other winner I got right. I got the finals right. I picked Alonso to beat Vladdy. Where I blew it, and I guess I missed out on a lot of money because I haven't had a call this morning. Of course, my internet's out, so maybe I will. But I hadn't had a call this morning that I won is the total number of home runs I picked. I think I picked like 175. 312? Are you kidding me? And who saw Vladdy hit 91? Who saw that coming? I'm sure somebody who just, I think I'll pick a number. Pick 90 or something, but I didn't see it coming. And the other reason I didn't see it coming is Cleveland's not a great home run hitting baseball park for right-handed bats. There were a lot of right-handed bats in the tournament. But the thing I liked about Alonso, they asked Alonso before the Home Run Derby, did he fear that the Home Run Derby might curtail his production in the second half? Blah, blah, blah. He just simply said this. He said, I try to hit a home run every time I bat. So what's the deal? And I love that approach. And when I heard him say that, I thought, I'm picking Pete Alonso to win this thing because he's just swinging for the fences no matter what the situation. Gotta love it. Of the 312 homers, I said 91 were by Vladdy. Distance-wise, 38,641 feet of home runs by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That equates to 7.3 miles. 7.3 miles of home runs from Guerrero last night. Total, all players in the tournament, 24.8 miles of home runs. 130,779 feet. Wow. Almost 25 miles of home runs. Can you imagine? And it was, again, excitement, great tournament to watch. And I like the fact now that they've gone to the time limit and not the outs because it just adds some more excitement to the game. Kudos to Major League Baseball. Now, I thought about players who weren't there, and of course, I thought of some Yankees and some Red Sox. But this has really become a tournament for young kids, if you think about it. I mean, there was no Aaron Judge. That would have been, an incredible thing to have him there. I thought about Rafael Devers for Boston. He would have been a good player to have there. Maybe even bring back an oldie but goodie, a Miggy Cabrera, just for fun, But great performances by these players. I want to do this. Yesterday, and I'm a little limited, guys, because of no internet access, so bear with me. I won't say that anymore. Now you know I don't have internet access. So what I want to do, yesterday I spent some time going through the National League and players to look for. I'm going to do it a little differently this morning. I'm going to go through both the American and National League leaders in categories. I'm going to also go through the standings one more time. We're going to talk about the All-Star game tonight, the lineups, the pitchers. We're going to talk about 3 potential trade candidates in the second half. Again, I don't have access to the chat room. Sorry about that. Maybe I can access it. Let's see. I'm trying to do everything on my iPhone this morning, and you know how that goes. And the last thing I want to do is cut off my connection to you guys. So let's see if I have access to the chat room. Here we go. Maybe I do. My time on my recording is still in red, so I guess I'm rolling there. And here we go. Let's see what I got. Maybe. But while it's coming up, let's take a look real quick because we're going to talk about the American League today. I think maybe we are on. Let's see. The last thing I see is Cha-Cha. Arnie, don't touch the big red button. Okay, I guess I'm still recording. I'm in the chat room. You know I'm live. And Easy Kill, great to see you. Cha-Cha, great to see you. That guy, great to see you. Good morning, everybody. Leonard, all right. And for you guys who don't like my audio clips, lucky day. I don't have any because I can't access them if I did, but I didn't even make any. All right. So we're not going to do the ejection button, Cha-Cha. I don't want to be flying to Mars this morning. I don't want to go as far as 24.8 miles of home runs like the HomeRun Derby last night. Let's talk about the standings. We went through the National League stats and players yesterday. Real quickly, the Yankees lead the East by 6.5 over Tampa, by 9 over Boston. The Twins lead the Central by 6.5 over Cleveland, 12.5 over the White Sox. Houston leads the West by 7.5 over Oakland and 9 over Texas. The wild card, well, it's simply a tight race with Tampa having the half-game lead for wild card number 1, Cleveland occupying the wild card number 2, and only by half a game out of the first one. Oakland, a game and a half out of the wild card. Boston, 2 out of the wild card. Texas, 3 out. And the Angels 6.5 out. Then in the National League, the Braves lead the East by 6 over Washington. I told you, look out for those Nationals. I'm telling you. Philadelphia down by 6.5. In the Central, the Cubs, there are only 4.5 games between first and last place. A half-game lead over the Brewers, 2 over the Cardinals, 2.5 over the Pirates, and 4.5 over the Reds. In the National League West, the Dodgers, 60 wins. only team in the major leagues with 60 wins, lead the